Hey guys, Sonic's here again. You're gonna like this one because we actually start mining here, and we were actually running low on the basic essentials like coal, iron. I didn't even have iron to make a bucket, so like we definitely needed to do this. And you'll see this is fun because we actually find this big ravine and huge cave system. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about something today called escapism. Escapism is defined as the tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, especially by seeking entertainment or engaging in some sort of fantasy. Now, this could be something as crazy as virtual reality, or it could be something as simple as, checking your phone for a notification. Escapism is a way for us to kind of forget that the world exists. Now, usually, escapism is talked about in a semi-positive light, right? We think, escapism, like after a long day of work, we come home to play video games because we just want to forget about the world for a second. And that's fine, right? Because we all do it at some point. Maybe as kids, we started off, playing video games and stuff and forget about our chores that we had to do, right? But over time, I think escapism has become just the unspoken reality of our world. I mean, that's kind of how our world works nowadays. And I believe that society is at the peak of escapism. And, I admit, I play a part. I have my own share of escapism. For example, personally, I binge watch a lot of Netflix TV shows. A lot. And when I run out of a season, like it's the last season, for example, and it's not on Netflix, then I will, have to find a different company or, HBO or Amazon so I can watch the next season. I don't think that's bad because I'd fall in love with shows super quickly. I mean, if there was a way for me to forget about a show and then rewatch it again for the first time, I would totally do that. I feel like that's the one thing, the one superpower I would want to have. So yeah, I love watching TV shows, and it doesn't even matter the genre. Like the other day I was watching Young Sheldon, that's like a comedy. It's such a good show. And then the next show I was watching some show about an alien. It doesn't matter. As long as it's a good show and it's, at least laughable or whatever emotion it brings me, at least it brings me to that 50% of feeling, I'll watch it. But I've noticed that as soon as I finish a TV show and I know that it's done, yeah, there's that feeling of sadness, but I will try to find another one to just fill up that void. There's no, okay, as soon as I finish a show, that's it, take a break. No, I need to fill up that space with something else. And it doesn't even have to be about gaming, I'm just going to do more gaming so I don't have to watch more TV shows. It's that TV show has its own space in time in my life. And that's my form of escapism. The gaming in itself is a whole different thing, For example, if I get stressed out with homework, I will go onto YouTube and just mindlessly scroll for an hour, 2 hours. Sometimes I won't even remember how long I've been scrolling for, and bam, I didn't work on my homework and I just forgot. And when there are certain things that need to be done, not just homework, honestly, sometimes family time, I just play an unhealthy amount of video games and I'll say I'll do it later. I just, let me just do one more game. It's just one more game. But if we compare ourselves to society just 100 years ago, the only escape they ever had was their imagination. truly their thoughts were the only thing that helped them break away from reality. Imagine doing that now, just sitting there. Oh my gosh, this reminds me of when there's no Wi-Fi or there's no internet, you get that taste. What do? You know? And you start to get that itch, like, oh, I need to do that thing that I used to, you know? Like the escapism. I need to go escape. No, but you can't. This is what they used to do back 100 years ago, 200 years ago, even imagine 1,000. But I think now, I mean, if you just think about some of the apps, right? TikTok. Oh, TikTok especially. Every single swipe is that dopamine hit. So it keeps you in the loop, and escapism is so huge in these type of apps because you're stuck. You can't really get out. And once you get out, you have that feeling of like, what did I just do for like an hour? You know, you feel empty. But I think we're at a point where I still believe it's possible to live a healthy life. I mean, with some escapism, right? Because we can't get rid of it entirely. We have hobbies, we have things that we want to do, but I think finding a healthy balance, striking that, is a difficult thing because we don't know when to stop and when too little is too much. But this kind of reminds me of I don't know if you guys have watched this show. It's I mean, it's pretty funny. I'm talking about, you know, TV shows and stuff, and this show called Black Mirror, and it's oh my gosh, it's such a good show. There are a few episodes on there that remind me of the way that our society is kind of trending nowadays, right? Like the whole escapism thing is actually becoming a reality. For example, we have VR technology nowadays, right? And one of the episodes, I think it was called Playtest, but they kind of go through this thing where this guy is wearing that VR headset, but he actually feels this stuff, you know, he actually feels it. There's another one where you can like put these things on the temples of your head, and then you can actually be in the game. Like, these things are slowly becoming a reality in our 21st century, unfortunately. And escapism is turning more from a mental problem into a physical one. Like I said, we're literally depriving our own sleep, depriving our own quality time with our family, our friends, so that way we could just escape for one more game, one more episode. That's it. So it's starting to affect our lives more than we realize. But if you know, I mean, I know that escapism is a problem that I'm developing. It's okay to ask for help. Ask your friends, ask your family, you know, like, hey, you know, if I spend too much time on this thing, like, you got to let me know, because sometimes I will forget. You know, and just talk to them. Just be honest. That at the end of the day, the best thing that you can do is just communicate that. Something that I want to do and work on specifically is just to find a healthy balance, you know, between watching TV and TV as in Netflix, because who watches TV nowadays, right? And if you do, hey, that's awesome. But like watching Netflix or just playing games, like I need to know when to stop scrolling, you know, if I'm on YouTube or something. Because if I don't, I mean, our society, if all of us don't, will just turn out to be a Black Mirror episode, right? I think we'll be okay. Because if we recognize these problems early on, it's always the best thing. I mean, it's like they say, an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of a cure. So we can kind of stop these things from developing this reality where we're just mindless robots glued to this technological advancement of society and we actually become human again. I think that's the thing we're missing, because when we go talk to somebody in real life, right? I was about to say IRL. Oh, see? It's literally happening. If we go talk to someone in real life, we don't really know how to. I mean, some of you might, right? But the majority of us kind of forgot. Not even that, but when we play games, for example, like a PvP game, and there's the option of turning on your mic, even that in itself is difficult for people. And you would think, yeah, sure, maybe talking to people in real life is hard, but in video games, no problem, right? No, that's not how it works. Even in video games, you still get that anxiety. I remembered when I had class over Zoom, right? And you would think, oh, it's just Zoom. Like it's just pixels on a screen. It was still difficult for me to speak. And that's what I think escapism, too much of it, can be a bad thing. Because we're so engrossed in this just one thing, and we forget how to become human again, right? We don't use escapism anymore as a luxury, as a way to, oh, let me relax. No, we use it sometimes as a crutch for our own life, as a way to compensate for something we're missing. And now we just rely on that, and bam, here we are. But we'll be okay. If you, for example, have something that you've been, you know that it's been a little too much and it's affecting your life negatively, and you've been too invested in it and it's been taking too much of your time, tell me. The first step is always recognizing the issue. So let me know what it is and if you feel comfortable with it. But yeah, so sorry for getting deep there. I just want to say thank you so much for the support again on this channel, and I really appreciate all of you. And this series of just talking about things in real life is really helpful to me, and I hope it's helpful for you too. And in terms of the content, the Minecraft content, I really hope you guys are enjoying that too. I've been having so much fun to actually play a game that I enjoy. And with the whole editing thing, I'm still kind of figuring out, like, should I do cuts? Should I not do cuts? So let me know comments down below, like, what you prefer. The cuts thing, to me, like, the dilemma I have is, should I do cuts and then have the storyline progress quicker, or should I do unedited cuts and it'll take longer for the story to progress and stuff? So I don't know, but just let me know what you prefer on that. And other than that, to wrap up this story, practice escapism in a healthy way. Don't let it affect your personal life. Your own emotional and physical health is more important than anything else. So, yeah, thanks for watching and have a great day.